Hello everyone. Today we're looking at the first project on Excel 2016, um, SAM Project 1A. We'll start with step number one, where we're just looking at a spreadsheet where you have to go and calculate the profit based on our revenues and expenses here for 3 financial years. Um, so let's start by auto-fitting this column here. So you can see that part of the content is missing, is being cut off, um, since there is data on the next cell. So we'll go and auto fit it. So to auto fit it, you have a number of ways you can do this. You can either go in between this A and B column headers. So when the mouse pointer changes to this double uh, directional arrows, you can double click. So that'll auto fit it. Okay. You can also do this by right clicking and then going into column width, and then here you need to enter column width. Instead, you can also go to format, and then you have an option here to auto fit column width. So that should auto fit the column width. So moving on to the second step. So we are going to go and enter. Now this here, you can see that this is a merged cell. The cell is merged. So it is merged and centered. You can see that it's highlighted. It's merged and centered. We're going to go and enter a title here. This is not centered, so you can center it. You can select it, and then you can click on the center button here. That should center it. And then we're going to apply heading 1 style to this. Now see, Excel provides a number of built-in styles. These styles, you can see it under styles option in this home tab. Under styles option, if you expand the styles gallery here, you can see different styles you can use. So we're going to keep it simple and then apply heading 1 style here. Right, so you have an option of changing this to different styles, and then you can also use theme styles as given here. I'm just going to apply heading 1 as I've done already. And moving on to the next step, enter the revenue in cell A2 here, right? And then we're going to go type in revenue, and we're going to merge and center the range so that it comes in the middle of these 4 columns here. So let's highlight, and then we're going to apply merge and center. All right, so moving on to the next step of the project, we're going to go and clear the content of cell E3. Now, clearing just the content, just the text inside it, you can press delete key in your keyboard, or a better way of doing this, because Excel cells can have many different types of uh, uh, things in it, like contents format. It could have comments, notes, and hyperlink, and all of that. So if you just want to clear the content, you can click clear content. If you want to clear all of the formatting and all of that, you can just clear all, which will clear formatting, comments, notes, hyperlinks, and all of that. So I'm going to go click clear content. That's gone. And then we move on to the next step. And then we're going to go and enter the data for these cells. I'm just going to enter 1800, 1950, and 2020. And then you can see that there is already a formula given here. a function. So this is, when you double click on it, you can see what it is doing. I'm going to double click, and then it's summing all those cells above it. So we're going to, we don't have to go and repeat that function here. We just can fill. So to fill this, you select the cell, and then you're going to go and select that small square at the bottom right hand corner. And once you click, you drag your mouse to the right and then let go. So here you are copying the function. So note that as you copy the function, it does go and change the references, cell references inside that function. All right, moving on to the expenses data. Now what we're going to do is we're going to merge and center so that it looks same as this one. Highlight all four cells, and then let's click merge and center. Um, and then moving on to the next step. So from B12, so you can see here this range is looking a bit odd. B12 to D16, it looks different from the data here. That's because we have not applied number formatting. Okay, so we're going to go and apply number formatting here. Once you select the range, we're going to go and apply accounting number format, so which is this one. So number formats are all over here. You have accounting number format, percentage, comma style, and then you have more formats here, and then yet more formats if you go into more number formats. So we're going to use accounting number format. That looks like that. So if this automatically adds two decimal places and a dollar signs as the currency symbol. And then we're going to create a formula here to sum up these three values and then get the total expense for all three financial years. So we can use Autosum. Okay. So if you go and click on Autosum, it's going to automatically select those ranges because it don't see any values on the top of it. It's just going to look for um, a set of values adjacent to it in sequence. So you can see that it has selected B16 to D16. So we're going to accept that, press enter, and then you have the total expenses for 3 financial years. All right, so we are going to go and change this format of this particular heading here. So we want to make sure it's similar to this. Now, there are two ways to do this. Let's say you want to give the same formatting. You can do it one by one. So you can make it bold. Start by making it bold, and then you can change the font to Calibri. So we can change the font to Calibri. We have done that. And then you can change the font size to 13 point. You can just type that in. And you're going to change the font color to green accent 6 darker 25. So which is this one, green accent 6 darker 25. So that took 4 steps. So we can do it in one step. So to do that, I'm going to undo this, undo once, twice, thrice, one more time. So this was the original format. So we're going to do that in one step. To do that, I can just select this and then use Format Painter. Click Format Painter, and then I can come and apply it over here. Okay, so that is all done. All right, moving on to the next step. In cell B20, so we're going to go and find the net profit for each financial year. So to do this, we are going to write a formula. We're going to start with the equal sign. We're going to select the revenue, and from revenue we're going to deduct minus sign expenses. So that should give you the net profit for that financial year. So we can fill to the right. So that would give you the total profit for 3 financial years. So already there was, I write the formula, that is B8 minus B16. Once you write the formula, you use the fill handle here, the small square, and then fill it to the right, so that it fills that formula to the right. Next, we're going to change the tab color of the company analysis worksheet to orange. So this company analysis worksheet, we're going to change the color of that to orange. So you can change the tab color from here. So this is one place you can change the tab color. So you have orange here, standard color. We can select from here. You can also do the same thing by going to format, and then you also have tab color here, and then you can select from here. It's the same thing. 2 ways to do that. All right. Now let's go and create a clustered column chart. Next step, with the title "Blooming Everywhere Delivery." Okay. Yeah. So we're going to change this clustered. We already have the clustered column chart. We're going to change this to the style 3. So if you want to change the style, you can either do it from the charts design. So you need to select the chart to get this additional option here. You don't see chart design on the top. When you go and select this, you have the chart design, and then you have an option of selecting the styles, okay, from here, or you can also do it from here. So when you select the chart, you have these 3 buttons here. So you can click on the chart styles, and then you have an option of selecting style number 5. So when you just hover over it, you can see that it tells that's style number 5. Select it. And then we are going to move the chart to its own chart sheet. So to do that, so once you have the chart selected in the chart, the design tab, you have move chart option. I'm going to go and click on this, move chart. Now this asks me where to move it. So when you're asking, it's telling you if you want to move it as an object inside the sheet, or do you want the chart to be placed in a chart sheet. Okay, so we're going to select new sheet, and then here you can give the tab name. And then go ahead and click OK. So that would move this chart to its own chart sheet. All right, so I'm going to go back to the company analysis here, and then we're going to go and create a 3D pie chart. So we are going to use the values in A12 to A15. So which is this one, A12 to A15, and then the values in D12 to D15. So we are going to create a pie chart for the financial year 2020. So when you're selecting multiple selections here, so what you do is non-adjacent range. you are selecting non-adjacent range, so you're going to select A12 to A15, and then you're going to press and hold the control key in the keyboard. While holding the control key in the keyboard, you're going to select a D12 to D15, and then let go of the control key and the mouse key if you're using the mouse. And then now once you make the selection, you're going to go to click insert, and then we're going to select pie chart, and then we're going to select a 3D pie chart. So you have the 3D pie chart like this. Now sometimes common mistakes at this point is that when you're having the wrong set of selections, you select this, and then you're selecting when you're selecting the other range, you can see that what I've done here, I've selected the heading. Now here I've not selected heading. Now this would confuse it. So if I go and try to insert a 3D pie chart, it doesn't know how to create that. So you have to be careful of what you're selecting. So make sure you select A12 to A15, and then press Control. Do not press Control before. Press Control and then select the other range. Go to 3D pie chart, and then you have the 3D pie chart here. So we're going to change the title as expenses. So go ahead and type it. You can see that as you type it, don't be alarmed that it doesn't do anything over here. It's going to change, add that to your formula bar here. So go ahead and type it. Expenses in 2020. And then once you press enter, it updates this. And then we're going to change the chart style. So you're going to use this to select the style here. First style, second style, and the third style is this. You can see the tooltip, style 3. And then we're going to move the chart to its own chart sheet using 2020 expenses as the tab name. So we're going to select move chart from chart designs, move chart, and then I'm going to select new sheet and then change this to 2020 expenses, and then click OK. So that puts it in its own chart sheet like so. All right. So we looked at how to create very simple formulas and how to use Autosum, and then we also looked at how to create a pie chart and how to move the chart into its own chart sheet. All right, so your project is good to be submitted now. Save and submit your project. Thank you.